Hello everybody and welcome to Wesley's Plant World with me, Wesley Peterson, and today I am out in the area of my garden called Silver Way, and in this garden I want to plant out a lot of rhododendrons to give a lot of evergreen winter interest in the border that I have behind me here. And as you can see over on the left side, this is the expanse that I want to fill out. At the moment I have 3 rhododendrons already in this border. They are Rhododendron Cunningham's White, and they flower for me early summer and also in September, just a few buds in September, which is absolutely fantastic. So I get a double flush, and they are really lovely bushes that grow out into big mounds. And I have some more that are growing in the botanical garden, and they've got to around 1.30 m or so, and around about the same width. So when these bushes grow out, they will connect together and it will look like one big beautiful rhododendron bush. So they get white flowers on them. And now down here in front of the border, you can see I have 7 different varieties of rhododendron, all with different colors, and I want to get these in the same border to give me a whole flush of color here every year when they flush out their lovely flowers. And then all year round I get to look at all these different types of beautiful evergreen leaves, and all of these plants, their leaves are very different shapes, so it's really interesting. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually just going to plot these out where I think I want to plant them, and then decide if that's right and if the colors are going to be okay next to each other. And then I will plant them, and then I will take you in for a closer look so you can see exactly which bush I have where and the different colors that are going on, because they are really gorgeous. So without further ado, I'll get on with this, because then I can take you in for a closer look and explain about some of the other plants I've put in this border to give an evergreen backdrop that will be much higher. We have the roadside behind me here, and I have my neighbour's house over to my left at the moment. So we want to have a bit of a screen, and we also want this evergreen look when we look down from the Garden of New Beginnings, which is behind the camera, here into Silver Way, and then see a lovely evergreen expanse. And at the moment I have things like these spruce trees in here, and I have some evergreen ferns, and I have an evergreen juniper, and then the rest of it dies back. So it will be really nice to have something evergreen to see through our windows on our eastern side of our crystal cottage. And then we'll be able to see this border, because at the moment I have very high hazelnut bushes in the way with all their leaves. That's fantastic, but that will all die back and disappear because they're deciduous. And then I'll be able to see down into this border at this evergreen expanse that's just going to grow and knit together more and more every year and look fabulous. So let me get these placed out so I can figure out if they're going to be in the right places first time. So what I have here is one peachy coloured, one pink coloured, and a dark pink, a very dark purple, and then I have a red and pink and a dark pink. So maybe not all of these are going to look right next to each other. So maybe I won't put all of these plants exactly in here. Maybe I'll put some somewhere else, but I'm going to place out some just to figure out how I want to. So behind, I'm going to have the white bushes. So this one, so that one is placed out. Now, that was dark purple, and I have it next to the Cunningham White. That's going to be really nice together. So next, I think if it's a dark purple, then I want to put something that's going to be a much lighter colour. So I think I'm going to put this bush, Golden Torch, Rhododendron Yakushimanum Golden Torch. I think I'll put this next to the dark purple because it's a peachy colour, and that would look okay together, I think. So that's there. And then what will look nice next to a peach colour? Out of all of these that are all very similar now, peach colour, I think I can go for the dark pink colour, not the red, the dark pink colour. That could look okay next to that one. So I'll put that one here. Or maybe not. Do I like that? No, not really. No, you know what? That's not going to work. I think I will put next to the peach colour this dark pink. That would look better than that purpley colour. Let's have a look. So, oh, this one. So this one here, and that's got that peachy. So let me have a look at that. So right now I've got the dark purple over there. I'll have the Cunningham's white. Then I'll have the Golden Torch peach colour. Then there's a Cunningham's white behind there. Then there is going to be the next pink one, which is Rhododendron Yakushimanum Clinker. And then behind that there's another Cunningham's white. So altogether I'm going to have 6 rhododendrons there, and I forgot that I have another rhododendron down here at the front, which is also a Cunningham's white, so there's 4 actually altogether. So there'll be a little bit more colour going on in front of those. And at the front I have some very, very small rhododendrons, but I'll show you them later, miniatures. But I'm thinking that I would like to put another rhododendron. Well, I don't want a tall one here in front of my rockery. So actually, that's about it for this border, which leaves me 3 rhododendrons to put in other borders. That's fantastic. No, 4. I forgot I had so many. I thought that I'd need more, but I actually want to leave them with space to grow out. They can grow to probably a maximum of 1 metre 20, 1 metre 50 wide and high, and with time. So these are the good metre in between each one is going to be able to mound out and fill out this whole expanse with time. That's fantastic. So now I'm just going to get them planted. So that's me done with planting out the first 3 of my rhododendrons. And I'm really, really pleased that I have plenty of space for them to grow out nicely. So now I'm basically just going to take you in so you can see them and explain how I'm thinking this whole border is going to look with time. This is the very first phases of me planting up in this border, so it is looking quite bare, but it will get there very quickly, so we'll have to come back and look at it in the future as well. Ooh. So before we go and take a closer look, you'll notice that I have this huge hazelnut bush growing on the right hand side of the screen, and one in the middle next to the oak tree. The one at the front is just there as a screen for now until the rest of the border grows up behind. Then I will be pruning that down and keeping it as a bush that's around 1 metre tall, so that we'll be able to see the rhododendrons, of course, behind. But for now it's giving coverage, so it's going to stay up like it is, and the ones on the left side too. So anyway, let's go in closer now to see what's going on in the border. So the first hydrangea I have is this piece, and well, I call it a piece because this was a branch that snapped off one of my larger rhododendron Cunningham's white, and I stuck it in the ground, actually in the wild orchard garden, and forgot about it, and it grew out as a lovely bush over a couple of years. So I could take it up and plant it here, and it's done very well, and it's got lots of flowers on it. So look here, you can see the flowers are growing out. So next year it's going to have lots of lovely white flowers on it. So as we pan around and go to the right, you can see the rhododendrons I have just planted in here. So this is the first one, which is a dark pinky colour, and this bush actually, which is Rhododendron Yakushimanum Kalinka, is beautiful because Look at this closer. It gets a kind of lovely rusty coloured coat on the flowers and underneath the leaves. So when it gets bigger, we'll get this flash of bronze all over, which is absolutely fabulous. And it has lovely dark green shiny leaves. And you can see these leaves are a different shape from the Cunningham's white that I have at the back there. One there, and the one right over in the corner there. And they're starting to grow out wonderfully, and they all have flowers on for next season. So if we go in a little bit closer, you can see on this one it has flowers on the top, and you can see on this bush also that it has flowers. So they're doing really well. So the next rhododendron bush I planted out was this one. This is Rhododendron Golden Torch. And again, lovely dark leaves. They seem a little bit shorter and oval than the Kalinka. And this one also gets that kind of bronzy dusting over the flowers and underneath the leaves. So a nice touch, because the Cunningham white is green on top and underneath the leaves. So there's already a lot of contrast in the leaves. And then over here in the back, I have planted out this Rhododendron Dramatic Dark, which will have these dark purple flowers. And this plant has lovely dark green leaves, long, thin, oval, and green underneath. So it doesn't have that bronzing underneath, and the flower buds are much more green as well. So this bush will grow out lovely and tall and beautiful here. And as we pan up, you can see the Cunningham's white over here. And I just want to show you this closer because you can see one of the buds here. You can see how they're pink in the beginning, and then they come out and they turn white. But this one has finished flowering, but it has lots of buds for the next season. Look at these lovely leaves. They're so healthy and happy. Some of the buds are big. You can see here, this bud's quite big. And down here, this is a big bud as well. And then some are smaller. Even the other bush here. This has big buds. Look at these big buds here. Lovely, and again, absolutely beautiful, healthy leaves on them. So they're very happy here, and the one I have over here. Now in the back of this border, it's going to be difficult to see, but I have planted out some different plants to get some height. And the first one I have planted is this bamboo bush. I've planted a few of these along the back edge here. Look at this lovely stalk on it. It's a dark browny burgundy black kind of looking colour. Evergreen. And these can get up to around 5 meters tall. So they will fill out this area fantastically with time. I've also planted out one over here on the side, and this one I know can also get quite tall, 4 or 5 meters or so. And this one has lovely dark black culms that come out, and this will thicken out and grow out and spread here because this is rhizomus, but I don't mind it spreading here. I want it as a covering plant, and there's lots of boulders in the front and to the side, so they will inhibit it from spreading too much. But it's a lovely bamboo that's really going to fill out the space. And as you see here through here, that's our cottage. So I want it to fill out this area so we have a shield from our neighbour's cottage on the other side of the road. Down here I've also planted out a lot of young spruce, which will come up with time and fill out the area. And you can see the bush down here in front of me. This is Hydrangea arborescens Annabelle. I've planted a whole row of them at the back here. You can't see them now. They will come up next year and fill out, and then we'll have lovely white flowers on those in the late season. Just to show you that I've planted out more bamboo. There you go, you can see more bamboo. They're short at the moment, but they're going to get big. And we'll carry on, so you can see in the back of this border. Here I planted another one of the same bamboo that I've planted at the back here. And then I've planted another bamboo here as well. And all the way over to the edge there, you can see there is Hydrangea arborescens Annabelle that will come up next year. And then along the edge of the border there is a spirea bush that comes out and gets white flowers on in the summer, but it turns very brown and just loads of stalks and that for the whole winter. So not very interesting for the winter, but it's fine for the summer, and it's bushing out and will thicken out here as well. So this is all the backdrop behind where the rhododendron area will start. So we'll have all the evergreen in front and the perennials behind that lose their leaves, and then we'll have the evergreen bamboo at the back and more of the spruce trees, as you can see, coming up here and there, which I'm going to leave because I can form them as I will. And then again at the front of the border, this hazelnut bush that will be pruned down and formed to a perfect height in front of the rhododendrons with time. So I'm outside of the border, and this is from the right hand side of it, and I had some old tree stumps and so forth here that I've piled up for the biodiversity, and it's full of insects, so it's perfect. And then in the border you can see these rhododendron that will fill out perfectly here with time. It's going to be absolutely beautiful. And to give you an idea, a perspective of what this is going to be like, I'm going to take you across to the botanical garden just so you can see what I'm aiming to achieve here. So here we go. You can see there are rhododendron bushes all along this back edge, and these are all different varieties that have meshed together and created a lovely ball of rhododendrons that colour up in different colours. The ones at the back are the Cunningham's white, and you can see on this bush it's still flowering now, and now it's October. And I have this Cunningham's white here on this side, as I said, around 1.20 meter tall and about the same width, or even wider. This looks like it's 150 wide. So that's those. And it flows on around the front of this boulder I have here. Lots of rhododendrons, and they've all got lots of buds on them ready to come out next year. And it carries on right around the back here in the botanical garden. And I even have a variegated type here. Isn't that interesting? Absolutely fantastic that there are variegated rhododendrons as well. Then this little one here, and I have more in the garden, but this is just to show you that I'm aiming to achieve the same bushy effect with evergreen plants at the back and the rhododendron at the front out in Silver Way as well. And I know that I'll achieve this effect in a couple of years and everything will be fabulous. Well, that ended up being me done with this border for today because I didn't have space for any more. Now I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rhododendron in this area, and that's all I need to fill out this. And now you understand as well the backdrop that's going to have the high bamboo and the Hydrangea arborescens Annabelle that's going to come out, and spruce trees to fill out that backdrop. And if I should need some more evergreen plants later on, I will plant in either some thuya or junipers or things like that to fill out and give more height at the back. And then I will have this lovely coverage all the way around here, which is exactly what I want. And now you can see in front of me, I have all these more reddish type and pink and dark pink type rhododendrons that I need to find spots for. 4 different plants. Lots of places that I could plant, so I just need to decide, but I will do that some other time. So I really hope you enjoyed seeing how this Silver Way is actually coming along. Make sure you go back and see that video of how we created this area, because it was just a jungle full of lots of trees, no space whatsoever. We couldn't use this part of the garden for many, many years. And now it has borders, it has lovely big bushes, it has lovely mature trees. And now this border and this expanse behind me with the rockery as well is coming on a treat. and is lovely to look at from our eastern facing window of our Crystal Cottage and through the Garden of New Beginnings, and as we come around through Silver Way here. So all I have to say now is thank you very much once again for watching this video. Please remember to like, subscribe and hit the bell so you know when my next video will be coming up. And I will see you again very, very soon. Goodbye.